It's the Andrew Fox Show. Tonight's guest, comedian and author Nick Kupsey, toxic illustrator Ben Fidler. I'm James McLaughlin. Now here's your host, Andrew Fox.
Welcome to another episode of the Andrew Fox Show. I am your host, Andrew Fox. With me, as always, my co-host, sidekick, second banana, James McElhinney. How are you, James?
I'm good. We're second show.
Second show. I can't believe it.
We thought the haters didn't want us.
The haters are gonna hate, but us players, we're gonna play.
They were trying to make a name off me.
But they couldn't. We're making our own name. I mean, I am at least. It's the Andrew Fox Show.
That's true.
Big show tonight.
Huge.
Big show. We got guests galore. Well, we have two guests.
Two guests at the same time.
But they're big guests.
They're big.
One is an author.
Okay.
The other is an illustrator.
It sounds like they should collaborate.
They should collaborate, and matter of fact,
Yeah?
they did collaborate.
What?
On one book. One was the author, one was the illustrator. The book is called The 5 People You Meet at Wawa.
Ooh.
In Wawa.
In Wawa.
I think I keep messing it up. I think I'm looking into the future, and I think I messed it up in the interview. And it's called The 5 People You Meet in Wawa. We're going to be talking to them shortly. Nick Kupsey and Ben Fidler.
My favorites authors of Wawa books.
But first, what have you been up to?
Eating at Wawa a lot, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah.
That's your life?
I eat at Wawa almost every day.
Wow. That's not healthy.
It's not.
Well, we set up in the first episode, we want to highlight people of South Jersey, Philadelphia area. This is going out to the world, potentially.
Yeah.
You never know who's watching. A lot of people don't know what Wawa is.
Oh.
We have a whole episode devoted to these two fellows who wrote a book about a convenience store called Wawa.
Uh-huh.
And I'm looking into the future again. I don't think we explained that very well in the interview. So, you tell the folks at home, James.
Uh-huh.
Because you are a man, a worldly...
A connoisseur?
You're a connoisseur of Wawa. Explain what Wawa is.
Wawa is a convenience store that has a bit of a cult following in the greater Delaware, Philadelphia, New Jersey, Maryland, Virginia...
And now Florida.
Yeah. And I feel like I'm forgetting one. Pennsylvania area.
Mm-hmm.
And then they sell like prepared foods. I don't know what they sell. They sell hoagies. They sell hoagies. Coffee. Ices. And
It's a one-stop shop, alright?
yeah.
You get whatever you want there. James is doing a very bad job.
Hey.
This guy, he says he eats there every day. He can't tell you a goddamn thing about it. But the book, again, the 5 people you meet in Wawa, they break it down for you. They're kind of like the stereotypes, the clientele of the place. He says, one person you'll always see there is girls in pajamas.
Oh. Cool.
I don't know if we're giving away the book too much here. I don't think you
Just
mind.
give it all away.
Let's give it all away.
You get a copy.
What happens at the end?
Of this book?
Yeah.
It turns out he was dead the whole time. Cops. I don't know. Explain to the folks who may not know what cops are. What a cop is.
Well, they are. They're like security guards who beat up black people.
No.
What? That's what they do. Let's not pretend otherwise. It's an epidemic in this country. And Wawa is fueling them. They need to be stopped. I'm calling for all Wawas to be closed. No more Wawas. Cut these cops off where it hurts the most.
I think we got it.
James does not speak for any of our affiliates, any of the outlets that are gracious enough to put us on He does not speak for them. Let's
Allegedly.
third group of people you'll see at Wawa, workers.
Ooh.
Generic.
Like a guy with a construction hat.
Yeah.
A Native American.
He's got like a yuppie. He's got a yuppie there. Looks like a guy he's working a home guy. All kinds of workers.
Like you. You're a good
I work.
all-American worker.
Yeah. Oh, this is my favorite. The fourth one. Weirdos.
Ooh.
And again, all illustrated by Ben Fidler, who is a big part of this show in that he made our logo. Thank you, Ben Fidler. He'll be out here shortly. He'll put a face to the name. And finally, I did 5, right? The guy paying with change. The paying with change guy.
That's annoying.
That's annoying. Have you ever found yourself doing that?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Occasionally.
Oh, boy.
I'm more of a weirdo than
Hey, but since we're really whoring ourselves out to Kupsey and Fidler, we really appreciate that they're on the show tonight. We're really doing a bang out job so far, I think, of promoting this book.
But them both too.
Yeah, that too.
Just so we have some balance.
I thought it would be fun. Because we need to fill the opening segment. We need to do something funny with the opening segment. I thought it would be funny if you and I went over to an actual Wawa and see if we could find one of those 5 people.
Let's do it.
Hey, let's go there right now. With more Andrew Fox Show. James.
Yes.
You know how like every week I say, I'm so excited, I really look up to these people.
Yes, except for that
really
one
great comedians. That's all bull. They're just people like me and you. It's not that exciting.
Oh, good.
But these next 2 guys, our guests tonight, this is something to actually be excited about. They made a book.
Is that your dream?
No, I'm doing my dream right now. I'm sitting here with you. But this book is doing extremely well.
Yeah.
It's the 5 people you meet at Wawa. And let's talk to them.
Let's talk
right
to them.
now.
Let's get them out.
Ladies and gentlemen, Nick Kupsey and Ben Fidler.
Yeah!
Hey, thanks for coming.
Sit here. Thanks for having us. Can I bring my water? I'm gonna break this tiny little closer chair. What's up, buddy?
Hey, welcome, guys.
Long time no see.
Woo! It's been a while.
Been a long while.
A month, a long month.
A month.
Well, since I last seen you, you became this best-selling author.
Yeah, man. I don't know.
I used to feel so close to you, but now I'm just intimidated.
Yeah, because now I'm just a big time. Come on,
You're like,
we're all gonna get the same open mics tomorrow.
I'll move this along. I got other press to do.
Well, I gotta meet a woman.
You're doing all this press.
Yeah,
this is probably the biggest thing
peanut
you're
push.
doing.
Yeah, but the fun thing is that it's friends. Like the news is that they're nice. It was nice. It was fun. We've had a lot of fun.
It's blowing up back home, man. I gotta tell you.
It was really crazy because we didn't expect. Like I pitched the idea to Ben and he was too busy to do it. And then I just waited and I was like, I'm gonna wait and I'm gonna keep. Can I curse?
Yeah, I'll bleep it, but you can curse.
So I kept kind of laying back, but every once in a while I'd shoot him a text about it. And then finally I was like, all right, I'll do it. So Ben did it, and then I was like, look, you're not going to understand it until the completed project, and you see it all together. And then he's like, okay, I get it now. And I was like, thank God. Because without him, it would have been dumb. Ben's what I wanted. Ben's artwork's what I wanted.
Yeah.
That's who I wanted to do it with.
I mean, they say a picture's worth 1,000 words.
Exactly.
I drew about 8 pictures, so technically I did more work on this book than I think Nick did.
So this is how it happened. This guy from like a local newspaper contacted me. There's in Pennsylvania, right outside of Philadelphia, a place called Delaware County.
This is also months after
you and
I had submitted everything and we had talked, and I was like,
I didn't.
Nick's got his little project, he's going to do a soft release.
So I didn't say anything. Like I didn't tell anybody, and I released it very quietly. The Sunday before Halloween, the 29th.
Okay.
So I told Ben, and then a couple people started sharing it, and blah 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 blah. And it wasn't like nothing exactly. It was doing exactly what I thought.
Yeah.
Nothing. You know what I mean? So then,
well, you had texted me like, "This is just for friends.
Yeah.
We're gonna give it out to a couple people in the scene. I'm just doing this for fun, kicks."
Yeah, like to build a resume also.
Right.
Yeah.
Totally get that. I think we've all done comedy projects exactly.
Exactly. Like it was no different than any other vanity comedy project that we've all friggin' tried.
Look at this dumb.
So
We're sitting in one right now.
So I wake up, so I get a phone call from a guy on Friday, like November 2nd or 3rd or something.
Yeah.
Like that. And he interviews me. I was like, all right. He's like, oh yeah, it's going to be on the front page on Monday morning. I'm like, no, it's not. I didn't think so. So I go to bed and I wake up. My brother calls me. He got up before I did. He went to the store. He goes, holy cow, you're on the bottom right of the front page. And there's a whole big inside. So I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, all hell broke loose. Like Fox 29 called, CBS, The Inquirer, all these places started calling. And next thing you know, I'm like on the phone, like, Ben, this is a thing now.
Yeah.
I also have no cable.
Yeah, so he has no
and
idea.
I don't buy the newspaper, so like I'm just sitting at home like.
So then I get a call that day, like all day Monday, my phone is just ringing off the hook. It's like, I mean, come on, this is absurd. So I ended up doing a CBS radio that Tuesday.
Yeah, and that's when you started hitting me up.
And then Wednesday, Fox News came, and then we were on Fox News on Thursday morning. And then Philadelphia Magazine covered it, and it just exploded. And we were on the cover of the Philadelphia Daily News.
Yeah.
We edged out Roy Halladay, who died.
Jason Rainbow. It was Halladay death. Like,
how come there's
white people are ruining the neighborhood? And then just a big picture of Kupsey and like,
it's just me.
local genius writes, Shakespearean work on Wawa.
Yeah, and it was bizarre. So, and here's the worst part is like I had a relative, an elderly relative, who wanted copies of the newspaper article.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh man, like get your son to do this. You know what I mean? Like, so I had to go in that day and buy like 3 copies. So I went in looking like the Unabomber. I wore this exact outfit, but with like a hood up. And I was like, yeah, man, can I just get these like 3 copies? I flipped them over and slid them.
We went to buy them right before the Fox interview, and you're like, I gotta get a copy of it. And I was like, all right, whatever. Like,
yeah.
No big deal. And he's like, oh, I fucking hate doing this. And I'm like, it's not that big. And then we're standing in line, and I just go, oh, it'd be so weird if someone recognizes us. We're like putting the thing like, that would just to see the guy at the top and be like,
yeah, right.
Are you
recognized?
No.
Are you the guy ruining the neighborhood right now? Like, oh, you gotta read. Make sure you read the right tag.
Were you flying in the plane with Roy Halladay?
Did you kill Roy Halladay?
So no one's recognized me. Nothing's changed in my life, but it's but yeah, it was crazy because we met Steve Keeley from Fox 29.
He's funny as
who
hell.
was the funniest dude ever.
Yeah.
Like and then it's so I don't even know where to start because it's so absurd that we're in this position.
Yeah, you're on the Andrew Fox show.
But you know what I mean, Ben. Like we went down to NBC 10 and we were interviewed in the
I was gonna say,
studio.
up until now, every interview's been progressively better and better.
Yeah.
Parking lot at Wawa with the Fox Away team, inside NBC2 studios, Shed and Andrew's backyard. But VIP shed, we're the only
It's a
ones
VIP
here.
shed, so
There's
it's a
12
very-
people being interviewed.
It's been a very, very, very bizarre. It's just been crazy.
Yeah,
We never thought that it would do this.
It's weird. I don't know how to approach it.
Uh-huh.
Because people are like, this is really cool, and I'm like, alright, don't be a dick.
Yeah.
Pretend like you've been there before, but then in my head I'm like, I've never even been close to this.
Yeah.
And this like G-list celebrity I've got right now is still more than I can handle.
And the best is like where I come from in Philly, people treated it like I was a Beatle. And I was like, you understand? That this is like, I got a dude threatened me because he thought I was making fun of his sister in the book. I had people ask me to give them money for their landscaping business they wanted to start.
What?
I was like,
making that bank.
because they think that
Delco Bank.
That Delco Bank.
I also like it's like with any of the other stuff. I like that it also shines a broader light on just the Philly area comedy.
Yeah, that's very
and
true.
so through us, it links to other people that
Yeah.
we're interacting with on social media.
Yes.
Other people that have, like you've got your show, so we were able to kind of symbiotically both use this to create more content and do stuff like that.
You know, we go every night to these open mics.
Yep.
And, we get book shows and we do that and like it's nice, but it's so tough to get people to pay attention to the things you want to do.
Yeah.
And it's like, and it's nice and I'm really appreciative and like I hope that we can like capitalize on this and do more things because it's been great and I'm really like I'm shocked. Like I really am. Like
It's
I'm
cool,
actually
yeah.
speechless to be quite honest with you. I don't even know how to talk about it.
It's just cool to find a venue and to stand out in a way, because open mics, there are a lot of funny people in Philly.
Yeah, they
and
are.
you're not going to make as big a splash when you're going up against
700 other people,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it feels like. It feels like there's, like I think that when we all started, there was only like maybe 150 comedians.
Yeah.
Now it's like every day I bump into someone new. I'm getting friendly because I'm like,
Look at how many more comedy clubs are in Philly now.
Yeah, they're popping up.
Punchlines.
Well, there's
popping
two
up.
more because when we started, it was only Helium and Philly Improv Theater. So now you have Good and Punchline.
Right.
So, I mean, Philly comedy itself has just grown, which is absolutely great, but it also makes it harder to get opportunities, more competition. There's a lot of, and I hope that this shines a light on the rest of the comedy scene and gets people to come out and come up to the shows that go on. Please don't come to any more open mics. We have enough people. But like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't need, there's so many, but if it can like make people come out to like, any type of comedy show in the scene, that's great.
There's
That's
so
great
much
for
cool
everybody.
content out there that people are
crazy.
missing that
Yeah.
they could easily just walk down the block and see it.
Yeah, Philly comedy really is like, really making, in my opinion, I think it's amazing. I think you have so much cool stuff going on, and you have so many cool people doing awesome things that we have to be noticed. Like people.
I'm trying to get South Jersey noticed.
Yeah,
That's my goal.
you're gonna occupy those tomato fields.
There's Wawas in South Jersey. We can help you out
Yeah,
a
man.
little bit.
And what advice would you give to young comedians who want to write their own book about Wawa?
Well,
Let me illustrate it.
Let Ben
My
illustrate it.
rates are super reasonable.
let Ben illustrate it. No, I don't know. I guess I don't know. What kind of advice would you give to anybody in comedy?
Keep putting out content.
Yeah, just keep getting better.
There are
Keep going to open mics.
million ven-
Yeah.
content.
Damn it.
But that's all that matters now.
Yep.
That is all that matters. They want to see that you have Instagram followers, Twitter followers, what kind of content you're putting online. It's no longer just about going to open mics. It's so multifaceted.
Yeah.
So you have to do about 1,000 different things. And I'm like, oh, I don't have the energy. You know what I mean? Like, it is, because you have families and kids and things and responsibilities. It's like, who can...
I mean, technically, you have neither of those
I
family
have-
or kids.
I am single.
But I'm glad you're trying to sympathize with the rest of us.
You know what I mean? So I think that, there's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
And I think that, we're not going to make it. I mean, if you look at, like, the grand scheme,
Where are you going with this? It's like we talk a big game, Nazis! Getting back up there, none of us are going anywhere.
No, what I mean is, like, unless you, like, really, really, really burst through your city comedic bubble,
Yeah.
I mean, you're just a big fish in a small pond.
What
I
about
think it's just cool to find stuff that you
leaving?
can do.
Should people leave?
No.
Certain people, certainly. Nazis!
No, in all honesty, I think that, no, I think that I don't know if you should leave. I don't know, I think that you don't have to anymore.
Uh-huh.
I don't think that that's the
Yeah,
case.
but I'd say definitely go outside
You were
your-
the scene.
the scene is always more important.
Go
than
outside your
anyone.
comfort zone, though. Because look at this is
Wait,
a chance you took.
Let's touch
outside
on what
of
he
comedy.
said. No one person is above the comedy scene itself.
Yeah.
And if they do, that's not a person that you want in your comedy scene, where they think that they're the king, or they think that like comedy.
Yeah, but you could outgrow a scene.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be real. There are limits to Philly comedy that something like New York just doesn't have with the amount of nights you
But,
go
okay,
up, the size of the shows.
I agree with what you're saying in principle, but say you're like a fantastic, phenomenal comedian based in Philadelphia, and you're getting attention towards you, and then you start producing content that you put out on the internet. You don't have to go to New York anymore. The idea of like people going to LA and New York,
Yeah.
or
But for growth, I mean, if you want to grow as a comedian at any point, unless you want to be a local comic, and there are a lot of guys that make careers in a city doing city-centric
no, you're
stuff.
right. You're right.
But I think the big thing is a lot of people will complain about Philly or how the scene's getting stale or something, but they got to look at themselves and think, maybe this just isn't the right area for them to be in. Maybe they should push themselves out of that area.
Yeah.
Try talk shows, try books.
You're right,
try
you're right.
a different city, get up somewhere new.
Well, we're gonna pretend like this is a real show.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna throw to a break.
This isn't a real
quick.
show.
This is a real show.
You just masturbate this later?
That's why I get.
This is your
people in
personal
here, yeah.
pornography.
Well, when we come back, we're gonna talk about your 40th birthday.
Yeah, man.
We're gonna talk about toxic.
Yeah.
Hey,
Next
we'll
foot thing.
be right back. And we're back with more Andrew Fox Show. Ben,
Andrew,
you're the illustrator of the book.
am I? I am.
What's your company called?
Toxic Art and Design.
Yeah.
We're going live in about a month.
Oh yeah.
So yeah.
Well, I'll put a thing down here.
Nice, right
Tell
there.
people where to go.
Yeah, right now it's Toxic Draws It on
Yeah.
Facebook, but Toxic Art and Design will be coming to a Squarespace site near you. So
And speaking about down here, the logo for our show.
boom,
Done
did
by
that,
you.
done draw that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just got started doing logo work and like flyers for Philly comedy, and
Yeah.
people liked it.
How'd you get into that?
I've always kind of been a little artistic, and hard time with eye contact. Never really talked to people in school, and then I used to do graffiti growing up.
Really?
Yeah, I'd tag bridges and stuff, and my name was Toxic 'cause I thought it was so metal.
And your tagging also got press.
Yeah, I got mentioned in a hometown paper as who's this vandal ruining all our bridges, and
I like that.
so yeah, I did like 16 bridges one summer
Yeah.
in rural New Hampshire, which I'm hoping the statute for limitations is over for that. Or else
Which is now plagued by an opioid crisis.
Yes, it is.
So you just turned 40.
Yeah, man, it was live. It was live.
You had a crazy weekend.
Yeah, I autoerotic asphyxiated myself.
Is that right?
Yeah, I would
Is it
never.
worth it?
No, it's not worth it's not worth the price of admission.
No.
Like, it's kind of like a lot of work, and like it's only fear-based ejaculation. Like, I'm not a fan of that, so I don't recommend it to anybody. So my weekend started off with that, and then I went and got
Was that
barbecue.
something you purposely was waiting for?
Yeah, I waited 10 years. I said at my 30th, I was dating a girl from Cherry Hill at the time.
Oh, really?
And I remember I said, if I make it to 40, I'm going to autoerotic asphyxiate. Because I don't think I'm ever going to live long. So,
Nick, I gotta tell you, with the book and stuff, I don't want to be hearing like, I'm pretty much ready to cash out right now. So like,
no, I'm not,
things are just going well.
I'm not cashing out. I don't
True
want
to the
cash
show, like life, you bring up the Nazis right at the last minute.
I don't want to die. But my point is that I think that you should take the opportunity to do the things you've always wanted to do. So I always wanted to do it, so I took a shot, and there it was. So then Saturday we did like this kind of like local book signing
Yeah.
at my friend's gym called Elite Fitness out in Newtown Square in Vermont, and I got punched in the stomach by a professional mixed martial artist.
I saw that video.
And that's
Did you
where-
want it there?
Yeah, well, why not? You know,
Oh,
You
okay.
took it like
like a woman, like a not women take. Well, there's no
I was just about to say Ronda Rousey. I've seen
Ronda
take a photo.
Rousey takes.
You folded like a cheap card
I
table.
folded. Like there are Ronda Rousey would just would have walked it off. I was incapacitated. So I did that, and then Saturday night, things got a little spicy.
Ooh.
Spicy. Because a friend of ours is friends with someone who's like this. She's like not a little person, but like close.
Okay.
And she was like yelling at me the whole time, and then like being grabby with me. So she was like physically like nice to me, but verbally abusive, and I was like so turned on. And I was
I
like,
got like those,
like
Coco the gorilla engine. She was like physically nice, but verbally bad.
just bad. Like she was yelling at me.
Little
like,
person.
She
bad.
made me a mixed drink. We were at this after party after my birthday, and she made me a mixed drink, and I was like, I didn't ask for that. She's like, you're gonna drink it. Okay.
She was negging you?
Yeah. She's totally negging me.
That's how she got you, dude.
So she was trying to grab me by the hand and take me into the living room. Now, mind you, I'm only 5'6", so she's got. I think she's like 4'8". So I was like, I can't do this. And then and I didn't. And I was like, look, we've both been drinking. Like I know, I don't know what the consent is here. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
I don't know if you're legally allowed to have alcohol under 5 feet tall.
No, so I didn't do that. But the best part was my friends live on this gigantic. They live in this beautiful home on a hill with like a windy driveway. So I Irish goodbye at like 3 o'clock. I was like, I can't do this anymore. But so I called an Uber. So as I'm going down the driveway, I just eat a bag of dicks and just start sliding like with such force that I went up the incline, and then just as the Uber driver
Oh, I thought you were in the Uber at that point.
no, he pulls up and I'm here like, and he's like, and I'm like, me, you're covered in just shit, and I get in his nice Audi, and he was like, oh, you filthy.
Well, Jesus, guys, thank you so much for doing that.
Dude, thanks for having
Thanks for having us, man.
I'm-
Yeah, I
I'm-
hope we gave you something.
I'm so excited that you're doing this. This is going to be great. And we've been friends for a long time.
Yeah.
We started comedy together.
Yeah, now you're leaps and bounds ahead.
Oh yeah, so far. I mean, doing shit. Wait a minute.
I think it's safe to say that someone in this room could get famous enough to be brought down by sexual assault charges in the very near future.
So what?
My money's on Kupsey.
Here's my favorite thing: is that
You guys decide.
you be the judge.
Sweet tits. All right.
We're here right now,
Yeah.
and then tomorrow we will be together again at high note. So it's not like someone's like, "What do you think you're big time now?" I was like, no.
They will always read it.
I
However,
am-
they don't want him to. Oh, Kupsey thinks he's a big shot now because he put words in paper and stuff.
And I love doing stand-up comedy, and I love doing it with you guys, and I'm really thankful that Ben and I we work well together. We're friends. Like the next project's gonna be awesome. Like we're really looking forward to it, and we're both doing work for it. It's gonna be great, and it's like
I mean, unless it doesn't hit as big as the Wawa book, then we'll know we just got it. It's all a fluke. And we just
there is an element of luck to this, and to say that there isn't would be ignorant. That we got lucky we were at the right place, the right time, at the right season too.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
know
we
what I
talked
mean?
about that with the news interviews, with so much negative in the news.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of those
excited.
news shows are like, oh, this is like a cute puff piece we can do. These two idiots, they do it. These like grown men drew like a coloring book or something. They're like not all there.
They probably thought we looked like Lenny and George from Mice and Men. We're like, look, the rabbits.
Don't tell about the pictures, Nick. I will. Tell about the pictures.
Hey, stop petting that rabbit too hard.
Just ripping pages out of the book. No.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Come back for the next book.
Oh, we will.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
You know it.
Thank you for the
know it.
logo.
Dude, next time we're gonna
Of
do
course,
it.
dude.
I think the next book we have a huge party in the shed now.
Oh yeah, let's do
We have a
it.
sexy shed
Our
party.
release party will be on the Andrew Fox.
Yeah.
Well, it's been great, guys.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thank
thank you
you.
so much. This is a lovely little setup.
I appreciate it. We'll be right back. That about does it for this episode of the Andrew Fox Show. I want to thank Nick Kupsey and Ben Fidler just one more time. Thank you all for watching. Do you exist? We don't know.
Thank
But
you.
have a good night, America. We love you.